Let's go. Welcome to session 4 of Streamline Scale and Soar. You made it. You actually stuck to it and came to this last session to really kind of put the bow on top of this framework that is going to revolutionize the way you do your business. Now, listen, I want you to promise me it's March 2025. Okay. This is the promise I want you to make me. It's your thank you to me. This is free to you right now. Right. But this is the promise I want you to make to me. In 2030, March 2030, I want you to come back to this video, bookmark this video, and I want you to make a post in the comments and tell me how your business has totally was revolutionized by Streamline Scale and Soar, and how you thank me so much and you're sending me money, right? I don't know. It's donation-based success, right? So listen, so today we're talking about customer retention and referral. Have you ever lost a customer? Do you understand that when you lose a customer, you're not just losing the future revenue stream, you're losing all the investment that you made to get that customer in the first place. It is much, much more economical to keep a customer that you already have than to go out and acquire a new customer. In fact, cost to acquire a customer is one of those key metrics that you and I need to be tracking. Okay. And so in this session, we're going to talk about the piece of the revenue engine that is specifically related to customer retention and renewal. And what we're covering here are the 7 elements of scale for customer retention. Now, these 7 elements that we're going to cover today, this is an overview, okay? We're going to have some additional sessions that come after this, and we're going to do some custom detailed training in the Boss Nation community. So if you're not a member of Boss Nation community, go ahead and join. I'll put a link in the comments here. And so we're going to dive deep, but the key is, it's just like anything else. When you're wanting to learn, you need to put the boundaries around it. And then so you can understand the landscape, and then you can fill in the colors later. That's the point of this. Okay. So I am Jewel T. Leonard, and I help founders to scale smarter. I have for over 20 years delivered strategic, high value marketing IT solutions to automotive suppliers and solopreneurs. And I am excited to bring that same framework, that same discipline to you as a founder so that you can scale your business. So let's jump into the content. Now, in terms of what we're going to do today, I always like to have an agenda. It's that old project manager in me, okay? I have to have an agenda. So we're going to do a quick recap. We're going to cover the framework. We're going to talk about the retention overview. That's where we get into the meat of the 7 elements of scale for retention. And then we're going to go over your exercise. You know, you got to exercise. Yeah, I know this is the last session, but you still have work to do. Okay. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to wrap up. And this is the last session. Now, the good news for you is that this will be a recurring session because I believe in layered learning. And I also believe that as we implement things, we learn more. I learn more. And you know, you're implementing this with me. You're on this journey with me because I created this framework to help me, okay, to scale my business. So we're in this together. So I'm excited to share this. So let's hop on into it. I always want to make sure that we review the definition of scalability. And I'm going to switch these off here and make this bigger. I think it's really, really important. In fact, I know it's important for us to, I'm playing with the mouse. It's really important for us to revisit scalability and what our definition of it is, because so many people, there's so many different ways to define scalability that we want to make sure that we're being consistent with our terminology when we're talking about scalability in this space, because that is what we want to focus on. So scalability is the ability of a business, system, or process to handle increasing demand, growth, or workload efficiently and sustainably without a proportional increase in cost, time, or effort. In other words, we do more with less. Okay? In execution, so that's definition, but when we actually execute this, what does it mean? It means we get more revenue without overwhelming operations. It means that we get increased customer capacity without sacrificing quality. And it means that we have growth, and we're able to do that by leveraging automation and efficiency instead of just adding more work. Okay. And when we do that as founders, coaches, consultants, freelancers, it separates those who hustle for every sale from those who are able to deliver and build a predictable revenue stream. Okay. So now this is how the framework empowers you. You get a measure. You're creating for yourself. Okay. You're not creating my framework. You're creating the framework for your business. And it's a measurable and scalable system. Okay. We're building a data-driven process for you to run your business. That's what I'm referring to when I talk about the revenue engine. We're looking at your revenue operation stream, and we're saying, here are the points. How do the points connect together? And we're also giving full visibility to that process of earning money. Now, there's other systems in your business. You have your back office systems with HR and accounting. You have your product development. There's systems around that, probably, maybe not, maybe it should be. But this gives you revenue operations. We want to look at how does the process work that generates money, okay? From lead to customer to referral. That's what we're talking about. So we want to see the big picture of that. We might not have solutions for every step along the way, but we at least want to have visibility so that we understand what's coming. It's kind of like, if you have something in the budget, it's coming, you can kind of plan for it. But if it's not in the budget and it hits you, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Where did that come from? And now you have to scramble, you have to pay more. I digress, but you get the point. So the other thing is targeted problem solving. So what this allows us to do is once we have a process that we define, then we can really focus and go in strategically to identify where the best investment would be for optimizing our revenue operations. In other words, where do I need to invest my money? Is it really marketing, or do I need a sales process? Do I need a sales process, or do I need a sales team? Do I need an onboarding process, or do I need something else? Right? You can tweak it and see and start tracking data so you can see where the changes are needed. That's what this is about. And I applaud you for being on the leading edge, the leading tip of the change and the evolution of how every small business should do business. Okay. Now, we're not going to go through these. These documents are available in the coursework, the course. If you haven't gotten access to it already, make sure that you register for the event, because that's how you get access to the online course companion, the free companion online course, and also access to these documents. So the clarifying questions, we talked about these in session 1. These are the things that drove you to create that vision. And then each of the quadrants have elements of scale for each of those areas. So, and there's 7 for each. And so you'll also have this. This is what we've been going through with each of the sessions. And so here, as we talk about retention, we're going to be looking at the 7 elements of scale for retention. Okay. Now, let's talk about it. Retention is about optimizing your business for sustainable growth. Why? Because once you get a customer, your ability to retain a customer, and in fact, get additional customers from that customer, is going to drive your business without additional cost to you. So in other words, if the best type of customer or lead is one that comes from a referral, because they've already experienced what you have to offer. And if you are diligent about creating a process that makes it enjoyable for them to go through your process, they'll be even happier to share, right? But that relies on you and I to create a process that supports that. So growth isn't just about getting more customers, it's about keeping them. Without the right systems, businesses struggle with inefficiencies, customer churn, that's what we're talking about, and inconsistent revenue. And then the 7 elements that we're going to talk about today, if you follow them, they help you create a business that scales smoothly while ensuring long-term success. Okay. So let's get back to building your engine. Okay. So here are the 7 elements: customer onboarding, Oh, I didn't change that. Customer onboarding, product delivery, customer training, customer support, customer nurturing, and requesting feedback, the feedback loop, and customer referrals. This actually, I forgot to change that heading. It's not conversion mastery. This is about retention. Okay, so let's talk about customer onboarding. This is ensuring smooth onboarding and stronger relationships. A lot of times, we kind of sign people up. I used to do this. You just sign people up. Hey, thanks for your money. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you know how to work it. We can't do that if we want to retain customers. So without customer onboarding, there's confusion, delays, and disengaged clients. If they can't figure out how to use it, I'm gonna tell you this: the minute that your customer signs on with you, your trust and credibility starts declining, like has the potential to decline. I tell my sons when they're in school, I would say, you start out with an A. Your job is to keep the A. Okay. So we want to do everything that we can do with as it relates to the customer so that we can keep the A, right? And if we don't have some type of process and make it easy for them to come into our world, then that's going to be that confusion, delays, and frustration that they're going to experience. And even if they love your product at the end, if you miss this part, they're probably not going to refer anyone to you. This is why it's ineffective to just call people on the phone and be like, hey, can you refer somebody? When you haven't done your job to make this a great referable thing for them. So, but with it on a process, a seamless process that sets clear expectations and builds trust, okay, you do that from day one, they're not going to have any issue referring people to you. In fact, they're probably going to be bragging about you. Now, what does this look like? So an example would be if you're a business consultant, you set up some type of automated email sequence so that when someone joins your practice, that you send them an email, you send them onboarding, clarify next steps, let them know what's next. Because think about it, people are busy. And so the easier you can make it for them to understand what's next, the better, right? The second one is, product delivery. We want to deliver with consistency and ease. Without this, we miss deadlines, we lose orders, and we have overwhelmed business owners, and we don't want that, okay? We want them to be happy with their purchase. We want them to be assured that they made the right purchase and not put a seed of doubt in their mind about it. With the product delivery being consistent and easy, we get reliable automated processes that ensure timely and smooth delivery. What that looks like is, say you're a freelancer and you sell templates, okay? And then you set up an automated download system instead of having to email everyone. Anything can happen when you have to interject yourself into a process. You have an automatic download, they get their stuff right away. They're happy. They can use it when they need to. Okay. It's just a smoother process. Customer training. We're empowering the customers to succeed. Again, this is about retaining that customer. So if you have a new customer and you onboard them properly, but they don't know how to use your product or service or how to optimize it, then they are going to bounce, right? They will eventually look at your product or service, unless it's something that's a dire emergency like food or, toilet paper, they're going to probably bounce, right? So what you want to do is make sure, so they'll feel lost, they'll be frustrated, they'll be mad at you, they won't see the value of the product. But if you have the customer training, it'll be easy to follow training that increases their engagement and reduces your support requests. That's the other thing too, is that I don't know about you, but if you have a, if you have to manage the customer support, then the better job you do with onboarding and training, the less work you'll have to do with customer support. Because customer support and customer success, that's a whole thing, right? So the better you do at these things, the better you'll be at the customer support. And so here's an example: is a coach offering an online program includes a video walkthrough of the platform to help clients navigate their dashboard effectively. Okay. How easy is that? It's like they don't have to schedule a meeting. They don't have to call you. You just do a video. You deliver it in an automated email and say, hey, welcome. Just want to take a couple minutes to walk you through how to start with your dashboard. Right? Nice. Customer support. That's what we're talking about. That we want to minimize the need for this, okay? But it supports, but you want to build customer support that scales. If you're one person or three people and you 10x your customers, okay? Does your customer support process support increase customers like that, right? Or are you going to be on the phone like this trying to handle it? We want to make our business scalable from the outset. If you don't do that, they're going to be overwhelmed inboxes, slow response times, and frustrated customers. I don't know about you, but when I need help right now. I don't want to wait. I need help right in this moment. And so if you have customer support and they know what it is, if you're proactive and responsive, that builds trust and loyalty. They can say, even if you mess something up, they can be like, oh, well, this is messed up. And you call them, your customer support calls them and says, hey, we're so sorry. But here's how we're going to take care of it. People know people make mistakes. As long as they feel like they're acknowledged and listened to and it's corrected, it's not a problem, right? And that's how we do it. So an example of this would be a service provider implements a chat bot and a simple knowledge base, cutting down on email support by 40%. So these chatbots are amazing, right? You can train. I have trained chatbots, and they will pick up a comment on a post on your social media and convert that lead based on the training that you give them. So in this time with so much support from technology, you can really make some leaps and bounds, even as a solopreneur, if that's your situation, because the tech will take you there. Okay. Customer nurturing. This is about keeping your customers engaged, right? To be honest, this is an area that I'm really working on, that I know I need to work on, because there's more to customer engagement than just sending them emails. I mean, it helps to keep yourself front of mind, but I don't know. I get so many emails, I don't really see them all. And so building that relationship and having them, know who you are and remember what they bought from you. Don't be that resource that's in there. That day they go through their invoices and they see you and they go, who is this? What is this? Oh, cancel that. You don't want to be that guy or gal, right? So without customer nurturing, you get one-time transactions and no ongoing relationship. And that can lead to lost revenue instead of upsells, right? If you have consistent engagement, that's going to increase your customer lifetime value, because you will have that relationship that allows you to, one, understand more about your client's business so you can offer solutions, and two, that have a relationship that makes it comfortable for you to offer them solutions, right? So an example of this will be a consultant sends a monthly newsletter with insights and exclusive content leading to repeat business from past clients. Okay, simple, maybe not. Have somebody else do it. And then feedback, like, you don't know what you don't know. So you have to ask people, how did I do? What do I need to improve? And the reason all these are in here in the framework is because, not because you have to have it all answered now, but you need to have it in your mindset, right? So maybe you don't have a defined customer feedback loop, but if you have a mindset of scalability and you're trying to get the information, maybe it's a survey. Maybe it's just Google, asking for a Google review. We don't know what it is, but you have to define that for your business. Guessing without a feedback method, you'll be guessing what customers want, and then you'll be stagnated, and you won't be able to satisfy the customer because you won't know what they're looking for, and you can't always be the best judge of that. But with it, you have continuous improvement based on real customer feedback, and you just get better with time, because if you listen to your customers, then you're constantly improving your product. And then you'll get more customers because you'll have a better product just because you're listening to your customers, right? So an example of this will be a freelancer sends a simple post-project survey, gaining insights that help refine their services and pricing, right? And all these tools can be available to you in a single platform. With the Boss Assist platform that I developed, you've got all this. It's based on High Level, which is a very robust system, everything done for you. It's very easy to do something like a survey, right? This is what we talk about, being scalable. The customer referrals, okay, happy customers become your advocates. You want happy customers. You don't have happy customers, you're struggling to generate word of mouth leads, and you're relying on paid ads. And who wants to pay for ads if you can get word of mouth? Word of mouth is better than ads because word of mouth is actual people, and testimonials are gold, right? I'm working on building that up right now. With customer referrals, you get a structured referral system. It brings in high quality leads effortlessly. Why are they high quality? Because one, they already talked to your customer about it, so they're familiar with it. Two, your customer's happy, so that you automatically are trusted. And three, their customer is going to be nudging them on and helping them with it, right? You get a little bit of pseudo tech support because they're going to call their friend before they call you, perhaps. I don't know. So an example of that would be a coach offers a free bonus session for every successful referral, bringing in new clients without additional ad spend, which is what we want, right? So in summary, because I'm keeping these to 30 minutes because I know we're all busy. Scale smart, not hard. With these 7 elements, businesses experience without the 7 elements. Businesses experience inefficiencies, frustration, stagnant growth. Implementing them creates a sustainable, scalable system that retains clients and drives results. Okay. And let me just switch this up here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That's not either. That's not either. Ah. Okay. So I'm going to wrap this up now. The question to ask yourself is, which one will you focus on first? Because again, this is a framework that is establishing the boundary for your revenue operations system. You're not going to tackle everything at once, right? But until you build out your full revenue engine, you can still take action today. You can still take action on any one of those elements for any of the quadrants. You can take action. In fact, if you don't have it already, there's a free Scale Ready Systems checklist that's available. I should have put that in the comments, that you can use today to go ahead and look at ways that you can scale your business until you get your engine built. But listen, don't wait. Take this is session 4. Take and you've got the free online companion course. Take that course, set aside a day, like a Sunday, go through the material and build your engine right away. Because that way you'll have it and you can use it. My first one, I got to put a picture in here, was handwritten on a piece of paper in a circle. Okay. This does not need to be complicated, but it is very powerful and very effective. And if you need help, you can always schedule a free boss chat in the up here in the corner here. See that QR code? You can schedule a Boss Connect chat. It's free. It's just you and I talking about your business, but we can also talk about your streamline and scale, because this is really, really going to change the nature of your business. Okay. So finally, man, let's talk how everything works together. I'm just going to read this. A thriving business retains clients by seamlessly connecting key elements of the customer experience. Onboarding builds trust. Delivering ensures reliability. Training empowers customers. Support resolves issues. Nurturing strengthens the relationship. Feedback drives improvements. And finally, referrals turn happy customers into advocates. Together, these elements create a sustainable growth, stronger retention, and lasting results. This is what we want. We want a sustainable business. We don't want to be in the statistics. We don't want to be there. And this is the way to not be there. And so I encourage you to do your exercise. Create your revenue engine for retention and referrals. Use the vision you created in session 1. Remember the vision? The vision is what you wrote when you went through and answered those clarifying questions for each of the quadrants. Okay? That's in your workbook, but you may have needed more paper. So you did it, right? You did your homework. So create that revenue engine for retention and referral. And it's simple. Just go through the 7 elements and just think about, how do I want that to work for my business? Customer referrals. How do I want to get referrals? How can I get referrals today? Today, it might just be put a Google link on the back of my business card. Tomorrow, it might be automated email sequence that you send to somebody when they complete their whatever your product delivery is, right? It doesn't have, it's layers. And then finally, pay particular attention always, always, always to your ideal customer profile, because everything that we do in marketing must be based on our ideal customer profile to be effective and save us money so that we can be focused in our messaging and our results. Okay. So thank you so much for your attention. Congratulations on being an early adopter of Streamline and Scale. You are literally on the leading edge of the evolution of management for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and founders. You just don't know it yet. But I'm telling you, March 2025, I want you to come back to, actually, these aren't going to be on YouTube. Okay, come in the group, come in the Boss Nation community, and put a comment in March 2030 and tell me how amazing your business changed after you implemented this. Actually, don't wait. Just tell me anyway. Pick one thing you're going to implement from these 4 sessions right away. I just want to hear about it. So anyway, you can post any questions in the chat thread. You can also text me directly at 248-988-9099. Make sure you register. If you haven't registered, when you register, that is the trigger that allows you to join the Boss Nation community and get you don't join the community. You get the companion course. That's what you get. The companion course is a separate activity to join, because I only want you there if you want to be there. But anyway, so I'm really excited for you. And any questions, definitely reach out. I am so pleased that you made it this far. I'm excited to have you here on the bleeding edge for this particular item. And I will see you soon on another broadcast somewhere. But again, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for me, because I'm telling you, this will change your business. Okay. Bye for now.